Good day. This is Dr. Don Longbottom from Church of the Beatitudes at the corner of Glendale Avenue and 7th Avenue, and we'd like to invite you to our services on Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Start on time, we end on time. I want to talk to you today about a drift in our country that I'm uncomfortable with, and I've spoken about it before. I may be starting to sound like a broken record. I want to talk about our drift towards war. Jesus is rightly referred to as the Prince of Peace. And people talk about, well, he cleansed the temple, he was violent there. The reality is that Jesus was Jewish, he was part of an occupied nation. Some of his disciples were zealots. They wanted him to become king and lead a movement, a violent movement, a guerrilla movement against the Romans. He didn't do that. He said, "You've heard it said of old, an eye for an eye and a tooth for tooth, but I say unto you, if a man strikes you, turn the other cheek." Jesus was the Prince of Peace. We're in a country and we have been at war with Islam for well over a decade now. And I don't think it's a good thing. I believe now, even though the president has tried to steer us away from war, that we are marching back into war once again, using terms like the homeland, as though the occupiers were at our shores ready to step in here and take control of us, and making the American people fearful so they're willing to change public opinion and do what the politicians and the military establishment want us to do. And I say to that, no, stand up and speak against it. There is no military answer to what's going on in the Middle East. The answer is that somehow we need to help these folks learn to share power and to live at peace with one another. And by coming in and bombing, and all bombing is at some level indiscriminate, not precise, not targeted, it kills innocent people. Every time we come in and do that, we sow dragon's teeth. When a non-aligned man or woman loses an innocent family member to warfare, they become reactionary and they become people willing to carry a bomb themselves very quickly, like many of us would. The answer in the Middle East is not more American arms. The answer is sitting down at the table with all the actors and finding a way to make peace. Now, I'm not suggesting we shouldn't guard our shores, but I am suggesting we don't need to be in the business of exporting war. And for that matter, exporting arms. Do you realize we're the greatest arms merchant that the world has ever known? These things need to stop. We call ourselves a Christian nation, and I don't think any nation is Christian, and nor should they be. They need to be pluralistic places, but we call ourselves a Christian nation, and yet we're involved with this killing throughout the world. It needs to stop. It's wrong. It's not Christian. My personal opinion, take it or leave it. But I welcome you to come to a church where you can bring your personal opinion as well, and you'll be heard, though not necessarily agreed with. God bless.